Hey everybody, KC here. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. Sometimes in these, since every day in some ways seems exactly the same as the day before, sometimes it's just really important to kind of break things up a little bit. And, that's what I did this weekend, so sort of nice. I wanted to follow up this morning on Michael's column, which itself was following up on John Oliver's return to Last Week Tonight on Sunday. And the funny thing is, I was actually going to do this about John Oliver. Michael beat me to it. All's fair. So let me just follow up a little bit on what he had to say. And clearly the message is, there's going to be another pandemic. There are going to be more health crises that are going to affect us. And the point is that if you can do your best to mitigate them in advance, as opposed to waiting to react to them, you're in the long run, you're in much better shape. The point I want to make is that think for a second about the emphasis that Amazon and Walmart and CVS have put on being part of the healthcare infrastructure and figuring out new approaches to healthcare over the past few years. And the fact of the matter is that Walmart and Amazon have done it to a much greater extent than virtually any other retail company. And certainly CVS has done it to a greater extent than its major competitor, which is Walgreens, right? And they have looked at the healthcare infrastructure, which in this country can be problematic. And they've tried to figure out, to use a cliche, how to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And I think that's important. And in a lot of ways, what they have managed to do is they've anticipated some of the problems that we're facing now as a culture in terms of the healthcare system and in terms of dealing with a pandemic. That's really smart. And it's smart in terms of what Oliver was talking about, what Michael's writing about. But it's also important to look at them and say, what are the other ways in which they're anticipating changes in consumer behavior and changes in circumstance that will allow them to create relevant and resonant offerings, products and services that are going to be important going forward. Listen, I don't think Amazon always gets it right. I don't think Walmart always gets it right. I don't think CVS always gets it right. But certainly I think in this case, you can look at their activities over the past several years and say to yourself, it was almost as if they knew what was coming. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.